It felt like a dream, a familiar place, yet strange and blurry. The convenience store was old, from my childhood maybe, the kind with linoleum floors that shine under flickering fluorescent lights. I smelled dusty candy and cleaning supplies. It felt like home, but wrong. Off. 3 older women were there, standing together in the dim glow of the grocery aisle, their presence both mysterious and oddly comforting. They seemed to move as one, a silent trio gliding through the fluorescent haze, as if they belonged to another time or place entirely. All I saw were their backs, hunched and steady, as they drifted away from me. There was something almost ghostly about the way they moved, their figures dissolving into the soft, dreamlike light of the aisle. The first lady had a beehive hairdo, perfectly white and held high with hairspray, a monument to a different era. Her hair shimmered under the lights, almost glowing, and I wondered how long she'd worn it that way, how many memories it held. The second one wore a pink fuzzy sweater, stained and stretched from years of use. It looked soft, almost comforting, but the faded color and worn patches hinted at stories and struggles, at a life lived quietly, but not without hardship. The last lady was hunched over, her thin gray hair hanging like a curtain, hiding her face from view. She moved with a slow, careful grace, as if each step was a memory she was trying not to disturb. They moved slowly, almost in slow motion, gently bumping me as they passed. Their touch was light, but it felt deliberate, as if they were acknowledging my presence in their silent, secret world. I tried to speak, to call out to them, but no sound came out. My voice was lost in the thick, surreal air, swallowed by the strangeness of the moment. It was as if I was invisible, or perhaps they were. Their touch was electric, sending shivers down my spine and leaving a tingling sensation on my skin. For a moment, I felt as if I'd brushed against something otherworldly, a fleeting connection to a world just out of reach. I couldn't move my legs, like they were filled with concrete. Panic swelled in my chest. I was stuck. The air grew heavy, making it hard to breathe. I sank to the cold floor, the linoleum pressing against my skin. I wanted to scream, but my voice was gone. Near the back of the room, tucked away by a stack of dusty, forgotten magazines, sat a blue recliner. The air around it felt heavy, as if the chair itself was holding its breath, waiting for something to happen. The faded fabric and worn armrests hinted at years of secrets, stories, and silent witnesses to things best left unspoken. A woman sat motionless in the recliner, her face completely hidden behind a large, crinkled newspaper. The paper trembled slightly in her hands, though the rest of her body was eerily still, as if she were frozen in time. Suddenly she shifted in her seat, and the newspaper slipped from her grasp, fluttering to the floor with a soft, unsettling rustle. For a moment I caught a glimpse of her face, and my heart skipped a beat. Her eyes were wide open, impossibly white, with no pupils at all, just blank, staring orbs that seemed to look right through me. The sight sent a chill racing down my spine, as if I'd stumbled into someone else's nightmare. Then, as if responding to my fear, a slow, unnatural smile stretched across her lips. The skin at the corners of her mouth cracked, revealing an expression that was both inviting and deeply wrong, as if she knew a secret I could never understand. Without warning, the footrest of the recliner began to move, creaking and groaning as it extended outward in a way that defied logic. It reached toward me, almost beckoning, as if the chair itself wanted me to come closer, to sit, to surrender. Panic surged through me. Every instinct screamed at me to run, to get as far away from that chair and its occupant as possible. I turned, desperate to escape the room and whatever horror was unfolding before me. I pushed myself backward, scrambling across the floor on my hands and knees like a frightened animal, my breath coming in short, ragged gasps. The room seemed to close in around me, shadows stretching and twisting as I tried to get away. And then I saw it. The world seemed to slow, every sound muffled except for the thundering of my own heartbeat. The air was thick, almost syrupy, as if reality itself was holding its breath, waiting for what would come next. I took a hesitant step forward, drawn by a force I couldn't name. Behind the counter, where the cigarettes used to be, was a swirling vortex of pink light. It wasn't just a glow, it was a living, breathing thing, spinning and shifting, as if it were aware of my presence. The ordinary world faded away, replaced by this impossible vision. It pulsed like a heartbeat. Each throb sent ripples through the air, making the walls tremble and the floor hum beneath my feet. The rhythm was hypnotic, luring me closer with every beat. The air crackled with energy. Tiny arcs of pink lightning danced across the counter, illuminating the dust motes suspended in the thick electric haze. I could taste the static on my tongue, sharp and metallic. Then, a voice boomed from the pink abyss.
What is it, my beloved? What happens to be your interest in this creature?
It echoed through the room, vibrating in my chest, impossibly loud yet somehow intimate, as if it spoke directly to my soul. It wasn't English, but something ancient and powerful. The syllables twisted and turned, resonating with a strange familiarity, as if I'd heard them in a dream long ago. The words were garbled, like a broken radio, but I felt them in my bones. Melkar, Ta'arka, Shriek. Each word vibrated through me, unlocking memories I never knew I had, stirring something deep and primal. The voice sent chills down my spine. Goosebumps prickled my skin and a cold sweat broke out across my brow. I was terrified, but also exhilarated, like standing on the edge of a cliff, staring into the unknown. It was feminine, but filled with an unearthly power. There was a strange beauty to it, a melody woven through the terror, as if the abyss itself was singing to me. "Why are you here, little one?" The question echoed, not just in my ears, but in my mind, reverberating through every thought and memory. She asked, her voice now a guttural whisper. It was as if the words themselves were alive, slithering through the air and wrapping around my heart. Fear and curiosity battled within me. I wanted to run, to escape this impossible place, but something inside me needed to know more. I was caught between terror and wonder. The pink light called to me, promising something unknown. It whispered of secrets, of power, of truths hidden just beyond the veil of reality. My heart pounded in my ears, a drumbeat to the rhythm of the void. What did she want? And more importantly, what would I become if I answered her call?